Erased episode 2, definitely some dark and fucked up shit. I mean, besides the fact that we have a 29-year-old trying to mentally fuck with 10-year-olds and, make them go along with him so he can accomplish his goal. Like, let's put that aside. Although, to be fair, in context, it's like, oh, I get it. He's 29 and he's doing this because he's trying to avoid deaths. I'm glad that this episode didn't go straight away into some BS of, like, ignoring all the main plot points that were established in episode 1, and it's still slowly focusing in on Satoru trying to find out who exactly is the murderer and what's going on. It's like, even though he's in the shoes of a 10-year-old, which in a sense it kind of reminds me of like maybe a Detective Conan type of deal where he has to like, fit in with the other kids or whatever, he still doesn't really fit quite well like Conan would, for example, like, because it feels more realistic. Like, if you go from being 29 to being 10, you still are gonna have time adjusting, and it's gonna be hard to fake like, hey, how's it going, I'm 10 years old. And immediately a couple things stand out to me. For starters, one of the main things that gave me a weird vibe was the teacher from the classroom. Automatically, that is my number one suspect right now that I would feel if there's any adult that I've seen that kind of looks like the killer from episode 1 and would have some sort of connection with the kids, it could possibly be the teacher, because he kind of looks like the killer, and at the same time he just has this weird look to him. Maybe he could be completely irrelevant and we'll never see him again, but the teacher of the classroom, ding ding ding, that's the first person that I truly feel is a suspect. I mean, in episode 1 I said, who knows, maybe it's the main character that went back in time and some crazy mind fuckery shit, but now I'm thinking, okay, after seeing this episode 2, the teacher's probably the killer. Who knows? And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more people that are doing this whole revival deal, because Kenya and Hinazuki both kind of seem as though they're a lot more mature than what their age is. Like, Hinazuki, she even a couple times kind of referenced, like, she could see through the act that Satoru has of like, yeah, I'm 10 years old or whatever. Like, who knows? Maybe there's more people that are going through this revival process than just him. Maybe there's like multiple people that are going through it. I mean, it would be really fucked up, and it would kind of remind me like Higurashi when they cry. If Hinazuki's constantly reliving her death over and over and trying to find ways to stop it but can't. And again, I mean, that would be super Higurashi, but it's in a different point of view because we're looking at it through Satoru's point of view and him trying to stop it. And then Kenya, I mean, he's not really doing too much to change anything. It could be just one of those wise ass little kids or whatever, but it could be that maybe again he's one of the revival people as well. Again, we don't know. There's no establishment that the only person that is, with their mindset is Satoru. But then you gotta think for a second, Hinazuki, if she is only 10 years old and she died being 10 years old, for her to have a mature mental status would mean that she has been doing this so long that she already has the mindset of like a 29-year-old or something. Like, who knows, maybe she's been reliving her death over and over again, similar to Higurashi when they cry, to the point where she lived 29 years worth of dying like that, which, oh my gosh, that is just, ooh, the fuckery. And did anyone else get a chuckle when they were watching this episode and they kept on hearing Dragon Quest, Dragon Quest, Dragon Quest? I was like, yo, is Yoshihiro Tagashi writing this shit? By the way, Tagashi, if you're watching this, stop playing Dragon Quest and write some more Hunter x Hunter. Okay? And I guess if there's any lesson you could get out of this episode, it's definitely to appreciate what you have, because like the saying goes, you don't know what you have until it's gone. Because when Satoru was there with his mom and stuff like that, I honestly even felt it when he was like just saying thank you for dinner and all that stuff, like really appreciating and valuing what he has, because he knows ultimately that he loses his mom in the future, especially if he's not able to stop this murderer, this fucking piece of shit, then yeah, he's gonna lose his mom again. So it really kind of gave me a vibe of like, yeah, I definitely like to appreciate people more than I normally would, because it's like, you never know what could happen. And with all that being said, honestly, this episode, yet again, it had a really dark vibe to it. I mean, finding out more, well, the hints that we had seemingly of Hinazuki apparently being abused even before her death, and I'm guessing that that was her mother or her parent or whatever, like, that's super fucked up. Like, not only was she abused constantly, but then also eventually ends up dead, which you gotta think for a second. If the killer isn't just some savage that just grabs her one day and said, get the fuck in here, what would lead a little 10-year-old girl to go with a stranger or something like that? It could be that it's the teacher and he already has her trust, or it could be that it's some girl that's already emotionally fucked up. I mean, you've seen her poem that she wrote and whatnot, and then seeing that she was abused, the hints there or whatever. It's like, yeah, somebody that's going through all that fucked up shit in their life is gonna want anybody that's gonna try and save them, or seemingly appear to save them. So yeah, episode 2, definitely not as impactful as episode 1, but still very good and dark, and I'm looking forward to finding out more, and I really want more clues as to who's the killer. Right now, I'm leaning towards it's the teacher, but we still got a ways to go to find out. 8 out of 10 for this bad boy. Let me know what you guys think, though. Did you get a weird vibe from the teacher? How did you feel about that? Also, do you think that there's more people that are going through the revival process, like Kenya and Hinazuki? And also, how did you feel about finding out more about Hinazuki seemingly having that abuse and all that crazy shit going on? Do you think it's possible that it could be like Higurashi, that she's been reliving this over and over again, her death, to the point where she has the same mindset as Satoru at 29? And do you think Tagashi had anything to do do with those Dragon Quest references. And yo, wrote those to the episode. Very good episode yet again. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.